Hello and welcome to All Things Football, where today we will be discussing Manchester United's 2-1 loss to bottom of the league, Sheffield United.
Okay, where to start? We'll start off with the lineups. What did you think, Anton, when you first saw it?
I think I said in the last episode, I'm a big fan of Cavani and I do think he should have started this game. I did like Tuanzebe at the back. I do feel like he is the perfect complement to Maguire, even though obviously he did unfortunately play a massive role in their winning goal. But I was overall quite impressed with the lineup. Obviously, we have Arsenal on the weekend, so Luke Shaw did get rested. I also think Matic might not have been the best for this game. I just feel like he's too slow. That was another criticism of the lineup. Maybe McTominay should have started, given more energy in the middle of the park, because everyone knew it would have been a big battle energy-wise in this game. But other than that, I do think the correct players were picked. What about you?
I think the total opposite to you. I just think we should have gone full strength, seen out the game, 3 goals, and then rest everyone. Because we had Tellers. Okay, Tellers did get an assist, but compared to Shaw, he just didn't do what Shaw would have done in the last few games. And then onto midfield, Matic was so bad today.
Yeah.
He took too many touches on the ball. We just played so slow. So that's one reason. So Matic should have played. And then Cavani, Martial out front, too many times. I don't know if he had like any shots. Like, I don't know how many shots he had that game.
Who, Martial or Cavani?
Yeah, Martial.
He was poor today. Martial was quite poor today.
And Cavani comes on and then instantly makes a difference, makes all these runs.
Yeah. That's Cavani's game. Even Greenwood said it in an interview the other day. He makes the same 6 or 7 movements every time, even in training, but it comes off. On the Matic thing, he's always been a slow player, but he is really slowed down in recent years. I think that I don't think he should have been rewarded with a contract extension based on merit. It would have only been given to him because of market value and the business side of things, but he shouldn't be playing. I don't think he should be playing. In the first 25 to 30 minutes of the game, I can't remember the minute they scored him, but we were fast. We were passing the ball quickly. It looked like it was going to be a really convincing win, done by 65th minute. It would have been one of those days, and then one corner for them and they score. And then after that, I was thinking, is that it? Let's just see how we respond, because yes, we did go behind, but usually when we go behind, especially away from home, it's not like we've been dominating and then they get a goal. It's usually we get dominated, they score, and then it's like, oh my god, we have to wake up, we have to do something. But it was an interesting game from my perspective.
What I would say is we are back to reality. That's what it is. We're back to reality. We're not where we think we are, even though the results in the past have suggested that we are at that level. But the consistency isn't there yet. And that's the thing. I had such high hopes that we'd be top of the league tonight. And I'd be happy, go to bed happy. But now I think the rest of my week is just going into the Arsenal game now, I'm less confident. If Arsenal,
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say
we actually played almost our best team, and we lost the bottom of the league 2-1. We conceded 2 goals against bottom of the league, and yeah, we could only score 1 goal. They sat back and defended. If we can't break down Sheffield, then when we play Man City later, Liverpool later, how are we gonna cope? I think that's the difference between us and City.
Obviously what you're saying is it's a very valid point, but it's so easy to sit back after the game and think we should have done this. It's all hindsight, really. Before the match, whether or not Ollie wants to admit it, he would have had a mind on the Arsenal game, which is why Luke Shaw didn't start. I do think Martial is his first choice striker. Cavani would be mine, but you could tell. I don't know. I think the players, even the commentator mentioned it. I feel like we took our foot off the gas a little bit because it's bottom of the league. Sheffield United, they've now won twice, but they would have only won one game in the whole of the campaign. So in their players' minds, they're thinking, yeah, we're Manchester United, joint top of the league with City, we're 1 point behind now, and they're Sheffield United, bottom of the league. Let's just have fun. Let's just pass it around. Let's be energetic in the first 25 minutes. Hopefully we get a goal. Let's just run them ragged. Let's pass them off the park. And I don't think there was any real cohesion. It's all nice and cute, passing around at 50 miles an hour, but when you get to the final third and then you're getting a little bit lost, I feel like that was just a story of today. I think that's the final third is where we lack quality.
Yeah,
and that's why I think Cavani should start.
Like we played the ball up, down both wings.
Yeah,
and then Greenwood would set it back to Wan-Bissaka, and then it would be switched to the other side of play. Telles was getting balls into the box, but we didn't have Cavani in the box, so no one's making the same movements as Cavani. So getting the ball out wide was quite useless if no one's going to attack the ball in the box.
Spot on.
And then Cavani did come on, and I think it was quite late. I thought he'd come on straight away at halftime. I think that would have made a bigger difference, but Ollie, I think this is one of his off days again. And it's just when it's the crucial time, when we need to get this win against, obviously, bottom of the league. These are the type of games you look back at the end of the season. Maybe you didn't play well, but we got the win. Today we didn't play well and we didn't get the win. Another loss at home. Old Trafford is just not the same anymore. It's not. People aren't scared to come and play. So
remember, we've won 12. We are 1 point ahead of Leicester right now and 1 point behind City, and they do have a game in hand. Although we lost today, and it wasn't pleasing on the eye to see us lose to Sheffield United, we are still 1 point off the top, and that's something that we do have to realise. Yes, we can be upset, and yes, we can be annoyed, because why wouldn't you be? You support Manchester United, but we're still up there. We've lost one game. Well, this is our 4th loss of the season. I can't remember the last time we lost in the Premier League. I'm trying to take positives from this game because I do believe that we played well for the first third. I think we had a decent start. It just lacked in the final third, and we've heard all this talk about Amad Diallo in training, rinsing it, thinking, oh yeah, this guy's going to be amazing. Greenwood said it, Solskjaer said it, but him and Bailly don't even make the matchday squad. I feel like the game plan today wasn't made for the players on the pitch. Crossing it into endless crosses into the box with Martial up front doesn't work. We're passing it down the wings next with that combination on the right, by the way, Greenwood and Wan-Bissaka. I don't think it works.
It doesn't work. Because Greenwood isn't a winger. Yeah. At the end of the day, he's not a winger, so whenever he receives the ball on the right, he just passes it back.
Cut. Yeah. It's an instant cut in there. He's left foot. He's both footed, but his dominant foot is his left foot. It's the same with when Rashford goes out there, not with his left foot, but we don't have creators on the wing. We have finishers. Yeah. And that's not a bad thing, because when we do break on the counter attack, and I would rather have 3 strikers bearing down on goal than an out striker and 2 wingers, because any one of them could put it in the back of the net. But when teams are camped on the edge of their box and just outside their 6-yard box, and we're having to rely on Greenwood and Rashford on the right and left respectively to pick a final pass or thread it through the eye of a needle, it's not going to work. It just really doesn't work. And with the combination plays down the right and left, Rashford and Luke Shaw is our best left-sided combination, and Wan-Bissaka and no one, because we don't have a right winger. It's really tricky to get these final balls in, to get that final piece of movement to fit the jigsaw puzzle when you have players that aren't working cohesively with each other. And that's why I've never seen Diallo play a full 90 minutes. And whether or not the players and the manager are lying about his impact in training, he should have played today. At least got on the pitch just to give us a bit of a different dynamic. because we've seen highlights. Everyone's seen his YouTube clips. That's what everyone does. When him and Facundo Pellistri came in, first thing I did, check their highlights, and all the guy does, get the ball, and he's beaten a man already. He's so quick, and he's a very technical, intricate player, and I think it would have worked today, because Sheffield United are dog crap. Like,
it was a disappointment. It was a disappointment not to see him on the bench at least.
Yeah.
With all the hype surrounding him, and then also obviously not to even be in the squad like Bailly. That was a disappointment. I don't know why we're rotating it so much. I think the rotation disrupted the team's flow. I think we brought in too many players into the team. So like Twanzebe, obviously he wants to give Twanzebe minutes, but if you have Lindelof and Bailly who are both competing for that one position, and then we have a third player, it just doesn't work. How can we have 3 centre backs competing for one role?
The centre backs dilemma in our club. We cannot win the league with an issue as important as a centre back partnership. Maguire, whether we like it or not, is going to start every match. He is the kingpin in the middle of the defence. Should be Lindelof and Bailly as a partnership, because I think they complement each other very well. But I don't think that Ollie believes in Twanzebe as much as we do. Obviously, Lindelof and Maguire is his default centre-back partnership. When Lindelof picks up a little knock or he's a bit tired, Bailly comes in. I don't know why Bailly wasn't in the squad, but that's why Twanzebe was there. And when you throw him into games after how many weeks out, he's going to make the mistake. He came on against Leicester. Wasn't really his fault. He scored an own goal. He started today, and maybe it's just the communication, the knowledge or the connection between him and the goalkeeper, which is never talked about enough. I don't think Bailly sticks out a leg there. Maguire probably doesn't stick out a leg there. It's going down the middle of the goal. De Gea's got that. Easy save for him. It was a terrible shot. But Twanzebe thinks, I need to stick out my leg. It's just things like that happen when you keep switching around the defence. That wouldn't happen if it was Lindelof or Maguire, or Bailly or Maguire. Do you know what I mean? So it's just...
That second goal should have never gone in.
Don't get me started.
The ball just wasn't cleared.
Oh my God.
How many chances did we have to clear the ball?
De Gea could have kicked it out.
It just didn't go out. And then it came back out to the same guy who took the shot and scored eventually. It came back out to him for a second time. Telles was slow to get out to him, and then I saw Bruno making a run back from midfield to try and block it. But it was too late. No one got out to the ball quick enough, and it went in.
It's something that frustrates me so much. Not just United, but when I watch football in general. One of the first things I learned when I was a kid, when someone has the ball and they're going to put in a cross or pull it back, you close them down. When De Gea kicked it out, I'm not sure what Matic was looking at. Maybe he thought the left back was there, but he didn't close anyone down. He gave, I think it was Bulldog, their right back, about 2 or 3 seconds. Doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're playing a match, that is more than enough time. He gave him so much time on the ball to look up, evaluate his options, and then put a pass in. And then when the first shot was taken by Burke, it got blocked by Twanzebe, fair enough. But then it came back out to him, and as you said, Bruno had to make a 15-yard sprint back to try and block a shot from behind him, when Matic could have come out. I can't remember who else was there. Someone could have closed him down. And that's the thing, especially at United, that I've noticed over the past year or two, that we don't do enough. We don't close people down. And the amount of goals we've conceded because we've just stood off, it amazes me how we're so high in the league because of that alone.
I think, we lost today, but we have to give credit to Sheffield United. Bottom of the league, and they brought the game to us. They didn't stop, even though when they went a goal down they didn't go a goal down. When we equalised, they didn't let their heads drop, and then they continued to take the opportunity. That's what they did. They took their opportunity, they scored, and then they sat back and defended well, because obviously we couldn't break them down. So yeah, they obviously did something correctly, and now they've got 3 points.
I don't think they did brilliantly well. I think we just weren't at the races today. I saw Mata warming up, and to be perfectly honest, I would have had him on the right, because if you're going to put a non-winger on the right in Greenwood and it's not working out, then maybe when you see 11 players count on the edge of the box, you bring on someone like Mata. Because we've seen Mata and Fernandes work together before. It could have worked today. You could have brought him on in the 60th minute. You could have brought him on for Greenwood. You could have brought him on instead of Van der Beek. I hate to say that, but I just don't think we were good enough for the whole 90. We started like a house on fire, and deep down I knew that we wouldn't be able to play like that for 90 minutes. We're not there yet.
Yeah. Moving on, we'll move on to the attack. So you mentioned Cavani should have started the game.
Yeah.
This is why we brought him into the club, I think, to actually play as a central striker, because obviously Martial can't do it. So I just don't get it why we brought him in and he's just there warming up. I saw him warming up quite early into the first half. He actually started warming up.
Cavani?
Yeah, like just before
Martial did have a bit of an injury scare in the first minute with his shoulder. He had awkward fall. I thought he would have come off, but he didn't. He played on fair enough. I reckon that would have been why Cavani might be warming up, but Martial just didn't have the best game. I had the game on mute after I don't know how many minutes, because it was quite frustrating. I just wanted to try and analyse it and whatever. But Martial just, I know his body language isn't the best, but that's his body language, that's his personality. But I feel like when you watch Manchester United every week, and that means you watch Martial every week, there's a difference between his body language and him just not having a good game. He didn't have a good game today. He didn't look disinterested, but the things he was doing weren't coming off. And I think he should have come off way earlier than he did. Did he even come off? I think he finished the match, didn't he?
Yeah, he finished the match.
That just goes to show I just didn't notice him, didn't I?
So Martial, you mentioned in the first episode on fraud alert. Is he still on fraud alert for you?
He's got a wanted with a 45 million price tag, because we're linked. I say that so loosely because we're Manchester and I've been linked to everyone, but we're linked to Haaland. I would take him over Martial. If we had to give Dortmund Martial to get Haaland, I'd do it. He's on fraud alert, definitely. His inconsistencies are becoming too important in a negative way. When Rashford isn't having the best game, he's not escaping a beating today, by the way. When Rashford isn't having the best game, when Greenwood isn't having the best game, you need at least your central striker to occupy the defenders and give them a rough time. And it's just, he doesn't do it often enough. As a Manchester United player fighting for the title, he doesn't do it often enough. And he should be dropped for Cavani until we see him come off the bench and do something magical. Cavani came in as a backup option, but he's not the backup option. He shouldn't be.
But yeah, anyway, I think we dwelled quite a lot on the negatives. I'll say positives. I think Harry Maguire actually had a good game.
Yes.
He got a goal finally from a cross.
Waiting too long for that.
Way too long, but I think he had a good game. I think he's finally getting into like his stride after I don't know how long. But yeah, he's finally getting back to those levels that we saw from Leicester. And now he's starting to show quite a bit of it in United. But we just need, as he said, we need that solid partnership in defence. Because if we're rotating the right centre-back every single game, Maguire's not going to have someone he can rely on consistently. And obviously they're only playing, Tuanzebe and Maguire, they probably only work together in training. They never work together properly in a match. Where obviously communication is a big thing. Knowing what each other are going to do. You can't just have one game and then you understand someone. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
I think we just have to have a solid partnership. Like Rio and Vidic. John
Rio
Terry.
needs to stop tweeting, man.
Yeah.
He needs to stop tweeting. Every time he tweets.
Just moving on to Arsenal. The next game, Arsenal away. I If we have Bailly, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, Shaw, Pogba,
Sure, we'll play.
Pogba, Fred, Bruno, Martial, Rashford, Cavani. I think that's the lineup we have to play.
But did you say Martial? Sorry.
Yeah, Martial, Rashford, Cavani.
So Martial on the left, or Rashford on the right.
Yeah. I mean, there's who else would go on the right? There's literally no one else.
Whoever goes on
unless
the right.
Unless we're playing Pogba right, and someone McTominay and Fred.
Think about the defensive work the right winger's going to have to do, because they're going to be up against Kieran Tierney. Rashford has to play on the left to get with Luke Shaw.
You're saying Dan James on the right?
I would put Dan James on the right, yeah, because he's one faster and can keep up with Tierney, probably apart from Rashford, the only player in our squad who can, as in like someone that could play in that position. And I don't know. Arsenal have been so bad this season. I don't know what approach Ollie's going to take. Is he going to want to play on the counter attack, or is he going to want to try and suffocate them? Is he going to want to play a high press and just drown them out? I've no idea what approach he's going to take. We have to be careful of Bukayo Saka and Emil Smith Rowe. Odegaard will probably play as well. It's been reported that he's going to be in the squad, and he is a very talented player. So I would put McTominay. I would start McTominay, Pogba, and Bruno Fernandes in the midfield, because it will probably be Partey, Xhaka, and either Emil Smith Rowe or Martin Odegaard.
Yeah.
So I would put McTominay, because he's got the energy, he's got the physique. Because I'd rather have McTominay against Partey than Fred.
Do you not think he would just play McFred instead? It'd make more sense.
I would think that he's going to do that. I'm just thinking about Tierney, because he's quite dangerous on the left-hand side for them. He's quite one of their main attacking threats. And I don't think he would put... Did he put Pogba against... When we played Liverpool, I'm trying to think who was on the right for Liverpool. Whether or not he feels comfortable putting Pogba against someone like Tierney.
Pogba was against Wijnaldum, I think.
Who was it? Who were our wingers against Liverpool? Gosh, I can't remember. I'm going to have to check.
Greenwood and Rashford.
Oh yeah. Maybe then he might start Greenwood then. If he was comfortable to do it against the best left back in the world in Robertson, he might want to do it against Kieran Tierney. So it'll be an interesting one. I think we'll win. It is away, I think, and obviously we are very good away this season. Arsenal haven't been firing. Aubameyang probably won't play again, personal reasons. I can't see a way that Arsenal beat us.
I mean, there's no other option for Man U but to win. If we don't win, then we're out of the race.
We're not out of the race. We're not out of the race.
I'm saying if we don't win, we're
not out of the race. We're not.
That would be 7 points, wouldn't it?
Liverpool are still in the race. Even Everton are in the race. Leicester are in the race. We're just about halfway through the season. Just over halfway through the season. We've seen some dumb results this year. We've seen West Brom get a draw against City. We've seen Aston Villa beat Liverpool 7-2. We just need some weird things. I think until 29, 30 games in, maybe it's gonna go far into the season. It's gonna be a 4-horse, maybe a 5th title race, and it's gonna go all the way to the wire. I don't think we can say this early that if we lose against Arsenal, or if we drop points, then we're out. I can't see it happening that quickly.
Yeah, I think I just want the best for the team. We shouldn't. It's just disappointment today, losing 2-1 the bottom of the league. I'm not going to hop on Twitter tonight. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'll be running my mouth. I have to back up my talk.
I've said too much. Everything's backfired. But we move on to the Arsenal game. If we get the win there, then we can silence everyone again.
One thing I can say though is I do like the fact that I'm still optimistic about the Arsenal game. 2 seasons ago, even last year, if we lost to Sheffield United and had Arsenal on the weekend, I'd be thinking, yeah, we're dead, we're finished. But it just goes to show how far we've come and the confidence our performances have instilled in me. So I can't complain. I think we'll win on the weekend. Do you have a score prediction?
I'd say we're definitely going to concede again away from home. We might concede first again.
Yeah.
I'll say 2-1.
I will say this. If Dan James starts on the right, I would say we're going to win 2-1. But if he doesn't start on the right, we're still going to win. But I think it'll be, I want to say 3-2. 3-2 to Manchester United. All depends on if Dan James starts.
Yeah, so I think that rounds up today. Tomorrow, Tottenham, Liverpool. I think that's a cup final for Liverpool.
Both teams.
Definitely. Well, both teams, yeah. So that'll be an exciting game to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, that rounds up this episode. Man United home, 2-1 loss to Sheffield United, bottom of the league. We are still 1 point away from City, so I guess it's not too bad, but a game in hand.
Yeah.
So they could go 4 points clear. Sheffield remain bottom. Well, they can take, confidence from beating us. So who knows what can happen for Sheffield? Who knows if they then go on a run and then manage to, stay up, but who knows? But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you again, Anton.
No problem.
Let us know your score predictions for tomorrow, Tottenham v Liverpool. It's a massive game. Leave it down below. And we'll see you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
So sad. So sad.
It's actually terrible. To fully ruin.